guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to review a Tubi original.
Bet you weren't expecting that.
A movie called Lowlifes.
Lowlives.
Yeah, we're going to talk... Lowlifes. It's one word in this title. Yeah. Lowlifes.
It's got an F, though, not a V.
It does. It has an F.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're here to talk about this Tubi original that I had started to see some traction forming for this online in the movie community. So, yeah, heard it was pretty good. So I thought it was worth checking out for us. But yeah, we're going to talk about this movie, give our thoughts. Before we do that, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about movies and TV and do fun, entertaining live streams every single Monday night. If you like that kind of thing, hit the subscribe button. Also,
like the video.
Like the video, like she said. And then leave us a comment down below. Did you watch Lowlifes? Are you going to watch Lowlifes? It's very low stakes. I mean, you don't have to pay anything. I mean, Tubi is a free streaming service.
That is true. Good point.
You just have to download the app and watch a few ads in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. A few ads.
That may be the... But, I mean, in an age where streaming services seem to be adding ads back in and upping the prices, I feel like a lot more people are going to get back into the watching ads mode moving forward into the future. But, yeah, what were your opening thoughts on Lowlifes?
Yeah, so, you know, just, like, as soon as I hear Tubi... movie, my mind immediately just thinks garbage. So I wasn't necessarily expecting a lot, but I will say that this one, you know, it was pretty decent.
Yeah, and I felt the same way, and I feel like they came out with a couple of horror movies that were kind of on the radar last year. There was one movie called like Bury the Bride or something, with the girl from the Halloween remakes. So I can't even remember her name off the top of my head. I don't really love those movies, but
right.
I think this is the first Tubi original we've actually watched.
It might be, yeah.
But they've done a lot of like thriller type movies, just like super low budget, and I mean it's free at the end of the day. But yeah. I think they did like the Terror Train remake. But yeah, I guess getting back into this movie, I enjoyed this as well. When it was starting off, I thought, oh boy, this is going to go into like extreme, like generic territory, just like straight to Walmart DVD shelves, as I like to say. Yeah. But it actually has a twist, and this one's going to be kind of hard to talk about, but there's like a twist that happens, and they kind of change up the formula for this type of horror movie.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's about this family. I guess they take a yearly trip together where they go out like in an RV and spend time together, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of movies like The Hills Have Eyes or Wrong Turn. It's kind of like that backwoods like horror type stuff.
Yeah.
Only they take that premise and they do something just a little bit different with it. They tweak it up a little bit, and I appreciated that change because honestly I thought it was just going to go into the same kind of generic, we've seen it all before territory.
Yeah, I mean, I was, me personally, I was pretty surprised with the twist that they did.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to be like very straightforward and like you said, just, you know, generic. And so I appreciated that it tried to, you know, switch it up and kind of shock you a little bit.
Yeah, and we're going to be very vague with what exactly the twist is, but we may talk about some things that kind of allude. If you're somebody that just doesn't want any aspect of movie spoiled, then don't watch this review. Go watch the movie first and then come back and watch it. But it was something that I felt like there was something off at first.
Okay.
Just with our main characters. I just felt that I didn't think that what it ended up being was what it was going to be. But I just felt something was off with them. I just didn't know if it was just like, I just kind of chalked it up to terrible acting.
Yeah.
At first. But then it all started to make sense as the movie progressed. So, yeah, I enjoyed the movie. It's I feel like it started off really strong. It had a good pace for like the first maybe 20, 25 minutes. And then it kind of hits a lull there for about 30 to 40 minutes. I don't feel like there was a ton interesting that happened.
Yeah.
And then it ramps up a little bit. I don't know how you felt about that. Were you bored at any point in the movie?
Yeah, I was a little bored. Yeah, I mean, I would agree that it had some, just not as interesting parts. I will say, though, that something that also surprised me about this movie, besides the little twist that they did, was the practical effects. I felt like, the scenes where they were, showing the blood and the scary stuff. I felt like it looked really good. I don't know if you can remember some of the scenes, but I thought that it looked really good.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say about that is like the opening. There's like a kill in the opening, and I was like, "Oh, this effects doesn't look good. Like it looked kind of cheesy."
Oh yeah, the
like the
title,
very first one,
title screen.
It looked a little cheesy and over the top, and I was like, "Oh, is this the kind of effects we're going to be getting?" But then I thought the whole rest of the movie looked really good. So maybe it was just the lighting because it was kind of in the dark, or I don't know exactly what it was that made it different. But I thought, as we went, it got better. And this is a very violent movie. I would say it does go for it with the gore at certain moments in the movie.
Yeah.
For sure. There's a lot of good gore. And I would say if you like movies like The Hills Have Eyes, if you like Wrong Turn, that kind of like backwoods cannibal territory type of stuff, then I think that you would enjoy this movie. And like I said, it is an interesting spin on it.
Yeah.
As far as like the performances, I recognized the mom, and I think she's been in a few other things.
She did look familiar, yeah. I mean, the dad kind of did, but
yeah, I looked her up, and she was in. I can't even remember what she was in. She was in a couple other things I had checked out, but I didn't even remember her like specifically. I think she'd done a lot of TV shows.
Gotcha.
Or something, but nobody else I really recognized in the movie. I know you said the dad, but I didn't really recognize him from anything.
Gotcha.
Either, yeah, but I thought everybody was pretty good.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say probably the best performance was the daughter of the family, which she's the one on the cover of the poster or whatever.
She's the one that has the most to do as far as like the range and what she has to balance.
Yeah, I don't know. She just felt more like a real person, I guess, and wasn't too over the top. Her dad was just very like almost like I would kind of compare him to what's his name? Christian Bale in Psycho or something.
Yeah.
He was just like very over the top and like I don't know how to describe it.
I could see a little bit of that American Psycho.
Yeah. And then the mom, she was just kind of like boring, and the brother, oh my gosh, the brother annoyed the shit out of me.
That may be the low spot of the movie. Maybe the worst. I don't want to say the worst performance because like I'm not blaming it on him. Like I'm sure it's just how he was instructed to act. Mm-hmm. Or it's just how the character was written, but yeah, I didn't enjoy his stuff either.
Yeah, he
some of the
annoyed
stuff
me.
Just didn't make a lot of sense. Some of his decisions, and it just seemed like he was doing it just for the sake of shock value.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that some of it had to do with just him being a teenage boy, and they were kind of like showing that he's very like impulsive and learning things. But again, don't want to spoil too much there. But
yeah, we're trying to be very vague with stuff, which makes this movie extremely hard to talk about because so much of the movie kind of hinges on this like one big twist that happens. That I would say the first 15 minutes of the movie, it doesn't really take too long to get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a nice little horror flick. I would recommend this. It's nothing spectacular.
Right.
Like I wouldn't put this on like the best of the year list or nothing.
But yeah, for free,
but
sure.
It's solid. It's a solid like late night horror watch. It reminds me of the days where we would go to the video store and just pick a random horror movie off the shelf and watch it. Maybe it was good. Maybe it sucked. But at the end of the day, it was somewhat fun and decent to watch.
Right. All right. Well, are you ready to rate it?
Yeah. So I'll have a rating on it.
You go ahead.
I will give this a 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5.
Very generous.
I would say, I don't know. I think the twist does a lot for the movie. Just the fact that it felt original. I didn't think everything about it was great, but sometimes a good twist and throw something in there where it's unexpected. Mm-hmm. And I think it can kind of raise a movie up a little bit. So I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yep.
I was leaning on that as well, but yeah, 3 out of 5 and a 3.5 out of 5. So
yeah, not bad for a Tubi movie.
not bad. I'd say I would recommend it. I would recommend checking it out. Like I said, the stakes are very low. But thank you all so much for watching our review of Lowlifes. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Also, drop us a comment down below if you're going to check this out on Tubi, or if you have, what are your thoughts on the movie? And we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.